fry some chicken. Whatever we gotta do.
That's what you doing?
What you mean? I'm gonna just go. I might as well sit on the side over there. Man, ain't no reason for me to come if I can't sit on the side over there. I don't want to say nothing. Just, let me read off the Old Testament or something.
The Old Testament?
I don't want the Old Testament. They don't know nothing about the Old Testament. Man, Jay Bird made it classic, man. Almost like cops and robbers.
Man, yeah. Word of that.
Yeah, man. I ain't been on in a couple weeks. I'm ready.
I know you.
Nah, man, let's get it.
I know you got
ready.
something to say.
Yeah, what you mean?
Okay, let me get a mic check started here.
Yeah, mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Yo, Jay Bird's in the building.
Check.
In the building. In the building.
Yeah, man. I'm ready, man. It's been a minute. I'm ready to go.
And I bet that had cost you $200.
I can't see your face. Who are you?
People is stabbing us in the back. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the people that we call brother and sister. King and queen.
So where
Every
you at
day's
is
in the
where it's
pool.
at?
I'm 45 years old.
I'm just saying, so where you at is where it's at? Can't get better?
How much change are you going to get?
Yo, what's up? Man, we back. It's been a long 2 weeks. I missed y'all, man. I just got off a plane. I had my flight delayed today. But man, all I could think about was getting the all facts. I feel like we've been gone a minute. And we got a special guest today.
Been 2 weeks.
You know what I mean? Mac Attack couldn't make it. He had a family function. Mac Attack, man, bring us a plate. Man, Mac Attack had to drive too far. You couldn't hang out with us today. But you with your mans, man. Hey, Bird's in the building. I'm excited. I had a great weekend. I keep my guy Ava with me. You know how it is.
Always here.
Yeah, Abe is always here. This is where it started with Abe. And then Jay Bird came in. And today, I got a special guest, man. This dude is not just our friend. He's not just our friend.
He's not just my client.
This is not his client, man. He's not the guy there, not the regular guy down the street. This dude does everything. He's a Renaissance guy from the South Side, man. He motivates the kids, a football coach, you know what I mean? He's a pastor, man. He's a certified street legend, even when he don't even want it.
Right.
Even when he don't even want it, man.
Gotta take it.
He gotta take it. Hey, and if y'all need a go-away service, man, hey, he the best. They ain't no. I almost feel like people gonna wake up. When he do. I be like, this boy Pip, I almost woke them people up. You know what I mean? Feel me? So, hey, I want to give a shout out to Reverend Terrence Kennedy. You know what I mean? This is a blessing, man.
It's a blessing. Man, that's an intro, bro. I ain't never been
It's a
intro
blessing,
like
man.
that. I ain't never introduced like that.
Right.
Man,
Hey, check
that's
out.
an intro.
He
right
said
there,
you
man.
wake the dead.
Man, listen to me.
Come on, man.
I was looking around like, who he talking about?
Man,
talking about
hey,
you.
look, hey, I tell y'all what, man, just because I'm glad that he on, and he did one of these for us. So now it's time for us to do one of these for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because this dude right here, man.
He really got us started, though, to
man,
be real with
he
you.
did.
He was our first one that we ever did that with.
Right, but he did it on us.
And then I got cut out the deal, so you know what I'm saying?
We had to. He was always late.
Yeah, it's all good.
So,
it's all good. It's all good.
You know, man. And today, we're gonna do a lot. Man, we got some things in the world we want to talk about, but we want to talk about how we feel like dads get left out on Father's Day.
Yeah,
all right, man. That's gonna be one of our topics today, man. So if the dads is in,
look, I don't even know when it is Father's Day. They don't mess with it so much.
Man, Father's Day in a couple weeks.
It's June? Third week in June.
Third
week in
June.
I
think
think
it's a couple
the
weeks,
14th,
man.
Ain't no
15th.
commercials for it.
Ain't no commercials. Yeah, ain't no celebrations.
No, you don't get none of that.
Listen, I even brought it up to church today, man. And for the first time ever in church, I didn't get one clap.
Not one clap.
I said, ain't nobody gonna clap for us for Father's Day, man. I tried to give them a 3 week, you know what I'm saying, head heads up, like Father's Day is coming. You know what I mean?
We didn't get no
I
love.
ain't get no claps, man. You know.
Hey, look, well, I'm gonna clap it up for you because I feel like, man, we gotta clap up
Hey, man, that's
fathers,
what's
man.
up, man.
Because hey, you know what? To be honest with you, man, there's, you know, I love my black dudes. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go all men, man. I see a lot of fathers these days. You know, I've been coaching football a long time, and I see more fathers today than I see when I first started.
Back in the day?
Yeah, man, when I first started, man,
That's
you
true.
know, like the 2000s, you know, like I think my first team I had was like 202 or something, 203. When I was fresh out of college, and I came home and I started with my Uncle Tracy, and, you know, from on there I got my own team, but I didn't have a lot of dads then. Now I had some dads and I was grateful for them, but I didn't have a lot of dads, right? You know what I mean? Now, you know, the last few years I coach, I have a lot of dads, you know, and that's a blessing to me because I didn't see that at first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was always you know, it's crazy, but you know, when you coach in sports, you don't know where a kid lay his head at, right? You know, with some of these coaches that actually care about their kids, you don't know where they leave and lay their head sometimes. When they tell you where they going, it messes you up some days because you wondering how is this kid even making it to practice.
Yeah,
You know
man,
what
it's
I mean?
huge, man. And one of the things too, being like in the officiating world and the coaching world, and then actually, man, one of the hardest times, especially in high school sports for me, man, was when it was senior night. You know what I mean? And then the kids came, and there wasn't no dad there. You know what I'm saying? Like the coach had to walk them out. You know what I mean? So that was always tough to watch. You know what I mean? These kids has been out there every day. And then during the halftime, but like Bird says, man, over the years, I have seen a shift, man, that, you know what, and I can't even name a friend that I don't have that's not a good father, man. And it ain't no better one than I know than this dude right here, man. You know what I mean? I was talking to him, and I was actually thinking about it, man. Sent me a picture. He was out in Texas supporting his baby girl, man, for the graduation. And I said, man, that's one thing you can always count on, Bird, man. No lie, man. You know, when you get all soft and sensitive in there early, man.
Hey, man.
But you know what, dude, man? You one hell of a dad, man. You know what I mean?
Look,
and
man.
that's real talk, bro. I seen the way how you do it. And not even just your blood. Like, listen to me. I don't even know which ones is your blood kids and non-blood kids because you treat them and love them all the same. You know what I mean, bro? And that's how it should be. You shouldn't be able to tell the difference in the dad between if it's your kid, if it's your bio kid or your non-bio kid, man. And so that's one thing, man, I always appreciate about you, man. Bird gonna show up for them kids, man, and dude, you a hell of a dad, man, in this community, man.
Hey,
So
look.
you set that example for us, man.
I appreciate the flowers, man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, man. I do for my kids. If I, you know, your birthday or not. If I call you mine, you mine.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna
That's
say
real.
that. Now I'm gonna say this. I do the things I do because I don't want 20 years from now you get drunk and you tell me I ain't never do nothing. That's what I do for. Because I don't want to be the guy and you thinking everything good and it ain't been good for the last 40 years.
Yeah, that's real talk, man.
All right, so you know, if nothing else my kids can say, even if my kids don't talk to me, they be mad all they want, but they can't say I didn't feed them every day. They can't say I didn't clothe them, and they can't say I don't show up.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they got something else besides that, they can beat me over the head with it.
Yeah, that's real, man. That is real. Yeah, so man, it's a big deal, man, for fathers, man, and so it's important, man, to have a father in the home, and so this year, man, we want y'all to treat us as such. You know what I'm saying? We want balloons, we want confetti, we want all of that this year for Father's Day, man. We don't want the regular socks. We don't want the ties. We don't want you to replace our drawers. I don't care how many holes is up in them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want a home cooked breakfast. You know what I mean? We want to, you know what I mean? We want to wake up
everything.
to something. Yeah, we want it all.
I want dinner too.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
I'm a sucker for a good card, man.
That's it?
Like a gift card or like a greeting card?
Give me a Hallmark, man. If you can find a Hallmark that sound like me, man, you might got me.
That's all you want.
Do you want to write something in the Hallmark or just the one that's already pre-made?
Yeah, I mean, I want the pre-made, but then I want the Negro version too.
You write it in.
The mahogany
I
card.
I want the Negro version because the Negro version is what they write about you.
Yeah.
It's only about 4 lines, but it's worth it.
It's worth it, man. That's real. You know what? That's real.
what I mean?
I feel you.
Shit, you get 4 lines. They love you.
Hey, you feel me?
I get one.
You get one line?
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Love
you, Dad.
Dad.
So if you can get you 4 lines, 4 Negro lines, you know what I mean? I think you did good, man.
Yeah. No, I ain't gonna lie, man. You know what? Last year, man, my girls, they hooked me up, man. You know what I mean?
What you get?
I don't remember, but no, no, man, they hooked me up with like Michael Kort, backpacks, man, duffel bags, cologne, man. You know, they've been plugging your boy up, man. I got a bottle of cologne they bought for me. They cost more than one of my suits. You understand what I'm saying? But every time I put it on, my daughter watch me. She like 3 sprays, Dad. It's gotta last.
So you know, with that being said, you know, I mean, like, you know, as you say, you a real father, right? Cause I ain't gonna front, man. You the hardest working Jamaican pastor I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
man,
Jamaican.
Huh, man, you go from at the school district, to being a referee, to being a teacher, to being a pastor.
Yeah.
Like, man, come on, man, you almost just as worse
like
than
you
me.
missed a couple things.
Right, and then on top of that,
TTK from
then you turn into the whipped cream guy.
Yeah,
that's what I call you.
You said the whipped cream guy.
He always want to hit you with he like, that's how you hit your phone.
I ain't gonna lie, them is some amazing phone.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, I appreciate that too.
Man,
you know?
them things is amazing.
Like, come on, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I was mad the last time you gave me one. I ain't even finish it.
That was at
I left it.
Little Humble
At the Little
Games.
Humble. I left it in the car, man. Man, I was mad.
Nah, man, we appreciate that too, man. Appreciate the love. Southside been showing us some love, man, and we enjoy it, man.
The real is real, man. Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, everybody, man. You know, there's only one dude I ever heard say something bad about Brother TK.
Who said something bad about TK?
Watch this.
Come on, man.
I don't know him neither. Now, I was just gonna say,
we're gonna leave the past in the past.
you know what I mean? I say
That
so.
don't even sound right.
Right, it don't. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's why I say, man, that's how many people. If you only got one person in the whole 40-odd years even living, only had one vet, man, you great, man. You know what I mean? Because they don't like Jay Bird.
Nah, man, they love
They
you,
don't
man.
like Jay Bird, man. They don't like Jay Bird.
Yeah, man, they love. They see your heart, man. They see your heart.
look here.
You know, I mean, you know, this is Bird.
I got more.
It's either you love him or you hate him.
No, but you know what? I got, you know what I mean? I got
More love him.
I got more than one hater, though. It's a lot of them.
You got more than one?
Yeah, they be whispering, you know what I'm saying?
Dude,
they be whispering.
Them ain't really haters when they whisper.
Listen, I have to have.
I like out loud ones.
If you're not doing good work. You're not doing good work if you don't got no haters. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't popping. You ain't popping. You're right. You're right. That's for dang sure.
So I appreciate some of the hate, man.
So okay, I ain't gonna lie. I love the hate. I love
we
that
know
they hate.
you like the hate, Bird.
I love it because I ain't gonna lie. That'd be like my motivation. That would drive me in the morning.
Nah, man, you know,
dude.
It's all love, man.
You know, everybody need that something to get them going.
It'd be a little bit of motivation.
I don't know if I would call it hate, though.
Watch
you know
this.
what I'm saying? I wouldn't
What
call
you
it
would
hate.
call it?
I don't got no.
What's the word?
Haters. I don't know. Maybe some misconceptions or.
You want to know the haters I like on my page?
What's that?
Somebody had a hate on me going to work at 5 in the morning.
They was hating on your 5 a.m. grind.
How do you hate on a man at work?
What they say about that?
Oh,
I know I hate on you. I say,
look,
you come to the shop, take a picture, and go home and go to sleep.
see?
So what do they say?
So he tell them 5 a.m. grind, but he don't tell them he at home by 5:30.
Yeah, let the house sleep. Come back at 9.
I say, man. I say, I'll put up a picture at work, and that's all, and they don't even like it.
Hey man,
Come on, man.
You say they don't like it?
Oh man, you know they talk bad about Bird like Bird.
You don't get no likes? Is that what you
I
said?
do. I get a lot of likes. You know what? From good people. But there's
Those
some
are the ones that
bad.
matter.
There's some bad people. I know, but I love it though. That's why I do it. So every morning, every 5, I do that on
But
purpose.
here's one thing you got to know about.
I love it.
People like drama. So if it ain't no drama, they ain't liking it.
Yeah, that's true too. And one thing you got to appreciate when people is hating, one thing you got to notice is the only way they can hate, they got to be watching. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. We know they watch.
But you gotta give them something to
So
watch.
just give, exactly. So
Right?
you just gotta
that's
keep putting
true.
love out there, man. You
Right.
gonna get love back, man. You know what I mean?
You do.
Yeah. So you
know,
know,
look, I'm trying to work on my petty.
please do.
I'm trying to work on my
I've
petty.
been praying for your petty
I've been
for
trying
a
to.
long time.
Come
man.
on,
You
man.
know what I mean?
Years, huh?
A
Come on,
long
man.
time. You know what I
I've
mean?
been trying to work. Look, watch this. I've been reading. That's
what I'm talking about.
What you been reading?
Hey,
Man,
you know what they say on class? Hey, you know what they sound like from class act? You said reading is fundamental.
What you been reading? What you been learning?
So
Let's
you
see,
know,
let's hear that.
Abe don't come at 5 in the morning, but we actually have.
He was like,
We got a real psychiatrist that come around, and Jay Bird won't see one. So I told him one day, I said, hey, look, I won't see no psychiatrist because I ain't crazy. I know I'm crazy, but I ain't crazy. I don't know if you can understand
We're
that.
going to talk about that, but
Right?
finish
So
your statement.
So I tell him, I say, hey, look, let me tell you what's going on with it. I need to fix. I'm just saying if you got something I can read, man. And he been shooting me books. When I'm done with one, he'll shoot me another.
What did you tell him you need to fix, bud?
I told him I need to fix about me caring about other people's feelings. Because I just never cared about other people's feelings. Right?
Okay.
And I think me not caring about other people's feelings started to make me a little shallow
Okay.
in the inside of myself.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, you know, I want to fix that a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? Now,
Just
I know-
a little bit?
I do. I'm going to tell you why I want to fix it. Because I'm getting a little older, and I just found out
Little wise.
I
Okay.
just found out I cared about other people's feelings.
29 episodes in. Do y'all remember what he said? Episode 1.
Said he ain't caring about nobody.
He said, "I'm 44. How much change are you gonna get?"
You're not
It's
gonna
in the
get much
intro.
change,
Check, listen to
Boy,
me.
29 episodes in, we
So,
got it.
it took y'all too long to bring the past on. Change is possible. You understand what I'm saying?
It's possible.
So I'm going to say
We
this.
looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this again because we got an episode where I said I love, but I hate. You know what I mean? I do. You know, I'm almost like Radio Raheem. You know what I mean? You feel me? Huh?
Yeah.
I got the love.
Okay.
And I got the hate.
Okay.
You feel me? That's how I feel about me as a person.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say it so everyone understand. I'm kin to Otis. So there ain't going to be a lot of things you're going to be able to change. But I feel like when I just never cared about it because I don't care. But I need to start caring because now that I'm a little older, man, I notice people are a little more sensitive, right? Or I guess I just never paid that people were sensitive because I didn't care.
Are people more sensitive now, or were they more sensitive then?
I think they're more sensitive.
I would
They
say
might have
now.
been sensitive then.
We just said not.
I just didn't
we
care.
still don't really know how to use that word, man. But too, I want to throw
Sensitive?
in because you said, because you talked about you're not gonna see a psychiatrist because you're not crazy.
No, I ain't crazy.
Listen, let's. As men, we need to take care of our mental health, man. So what was the word of the day? I believe was health, right?
Yeah.
And part of that is mental health. And as men, particularly black men, you don't wait until you need help to get help. We call that preventative maintenance. It's okay, man, for us to go and talk to some people, man. I know we think somewhere along this way that therapy is soft and this. Listen, man, you need to talk to some people, man. What you did was therapy. When you talked to that brother and he gave you some information to read to help you, that's therapy. Therapy is I'm talking to somebody that can help me out, and there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Somebody with an unbiased
Listen to me. If more brothers would have been therapy, the prisons would be a little bit emptier. If we would have been a little bit wise about going to go see somebody and talk to somebody.
And there's a
That's
difference
true.
between therapy and a psychiatrist.
And the psychiatrist, that's two different. That's two different things. Because you need both. Because psychiatrist is the one that can prescribe the medicine that you need.
Two of the same.
We just talked about that. We just talked about that. I just went to a preacher conference, man. And shout out to Dr. Karen Stewart, man. She broke that thing down, and she talked about the. In order for us to fix some things, we got to face them. You know what I mean? Right. And so, in order for us to do that, we need to seek out some help, man, on how to deal with some of this trauma that we've been through, man. So, it's important, fellas, man. Y'all go out there and get the mental help y'all need. I'm not a therapist, man, but I'll help you out as much as I can. And I'll
just because you don't got the paper, you got the paper.
So for me, I'm gonna say this. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna say like I just had no bad life and I need all this. I just got a bad attitude.
Ooh, okay.
Right?
Well, there's some traumas. There's
Yeah,
some
bad
traumas
attitude.
that you faced when you was young.
No,
it came
man.
back
Look,
from it.
Look, I live with Otis, man.
Otis got
Stop blaming all that. Hey, Unc is a good man.
I didn't say
you ain't gonna
Uncle.
keep blaming Uncle Otis for all
Watch
this.
this. I didn't say
Otis hit me.
I didn't say.
Yeah.
First of all, man, I had a real dad. Let's start there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah. Facts.
I had a real dad, right?
All facts.
Right, that I'm scared to let my kids go hang out with me because I know how real he is. And kids these days ain't ready for what Otis gonna give you, right? I'm gonna tell you this: Otis gave you not only life lessons, he gave you work ethic.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And his work ethic is just a little over the top, right? But not for us, because that's what we was taught.
Yeah.
Right. But these kids these days have no clue about even going outside anyway. So it's gonna be hard to get the kids outside to do anything that Otis would have wanted them to do, right? But what I'm saying is, you know, there was times where, you know, when I do go talk to because I go talk to my dad often.
Yeah.
Right. You know,
We
even
need
though
to,
that
man.
I
We
even
need
though
to
that
do
I need
that.
to fix some of my attitude, But when I need real stuff that a man's supposed to give his kid, my family member is a little harsh.
Yeah.
Now, you might not like it. You might not want it to hear it, but it's definitely the truth. It might be too true, right?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as watered down on my dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
Right? So with Pops, man,
That's true.
it's
They
sort
all
of
funny.
right. It is
hilarious. They give it to you
They
real.
give it to you real.
Auntie Ann, man, I hung out with her on the cruise.
right.
Hey,
Man, come on, she just like him.
She hit. Hey, listen to me,
She
man.
just like
They
it.
hilarious,
Come
bro.
on,
I'm
man.
not gonna even hold you, man.
Come on.
Listen to me. Now I know where Bird hat. He hilarious too, though. He is funny. But his pops and his auntie, man, listen to me. This is my role. Hey, we got time. I'm gonna tell one of his jokes. We're gonna do it at the end. Hey, his first joke he told me, I still remember that one, man. That was 27 years ago,
Right.
man.
So, so that's why I said, man, so I ain't on front, man. Some, they grew up where they had to do a lot of hard work. So that's what they installed in us.
Yeah.
So, so when I hear people sound like, oh man, I didn't get this or I didn't somehow, I still got no Otis in me. I'll be like, buck up, Bart. You know what I mean? Because that's what Otis would have told you. Otis wouldn't have let you cry over that. You know what I mean? He'd have gave you a story about when he used to wear girl shoes.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's where I come from. So I feel like having that mentality is the society ain't used to that no more.
Yeah. Do you got somebody else in your circle, like a man, somebody that holds you accountable that you able to go and talk to? Anybody
Man,
got like
I
that?
hang out with Will, T, and A every day. Everybody's different. Only thing is, I'm sorry, T, but T keep me petty. T, my homie T, he gonna keep me petty. T, hey, shout out to the homie T at the barbershop. Hey,
T's the pettiest.
The pettiest, right? And I ain't gonna lie, some days I'll be thinking he wrong, but then I'll be like, oh, he right.
He might have some truth to it.
He right a little bit.
No, that nigga be wrong.
He only wrong.
I had to tell him, nigga,
He
you
only
were
wrong.
wrong,
He only
nigga.
wrong to age customers. You know what I mean? If it's
He only want to fight my
he only. So with that being said, like I said, man, I just feel like the teaching that I got, man, this society, so I just want to train my mind so if I'm sitting anywhere, I can adapt to it. I felt like I couldn't adapt to certain things, so I had to open up my mind a little bit. So I had to start reading some things, just try to, build my mental character up.
Yeah, that's
right?
good.
Because I live in a different society and I live in a different time, right? And because watch this, because the '80s is not here anymore.
And
like when I grew up,
and it's
right?
gonna keep changing.
Right. So.
With
With
that
being said,
we gotta keep evolving. We
need
gotta
it.
keep getting better, man. As men, that's what I'm saying. We gotta continue to grow, continue to develop, and that's in every area. You know what I mean?
Right.
So some of us, when we was coaching, they were stuck in like how they used to do it. But no, man, the game is changing. Game is evolving. This life is changing. It's evolving. These kids are dealing with things that we not aware of, man. We don't know the real impacts that social media have on these kids. You understand what I'm saying?
Man,
So
yeah.
they form a bullying, and our form of bullying was something different. You understand what I'm saying? You had a bully that was just at your school, and you just, your parents, they told you gonna fight him every day. You know what I mean? Or you gonna get to do what you gotta do every day. But to have a million people laugh, like we don't really know what that feels like, that means. You know what I mean? So we gotta continue, man, to grow and evolve, man, as fathers, as men, to be able to give our kids, man, a fighting chance to show up, man, to be present, man, to be present in life. I'm reading this book by Jason Wilson, man. It's man, what's the name of the book? I gave him a shameless plug, man, and I can't even. The Man, the Moment Demands, and it just talk about
Say it again.
The Man, the Moment Demands, and it's just talking about us as men showing up, man. And being what that moment requires of us. Sometimes it's going to require us to be the nurturer, the fighter, the provider. And so we just got to learn how to show up in those moments and have the mental intelligence or emotional intelligence to be able to be present and show up in our kids' life and just in our wives and our family lives, man. So y'all go grab that book, man. I don't know if we can throw our shameless plugs on our facts, man. He ain't gave me no. Mr. Wilson, if you see this and they get some copies, man, shoot me 2%.
So hey, look, I'll check it out. I'm gonna check that out, man, because like I said, I've been reading lately.
Yeah.
I've been trying to massage my mind, and I ain't gonna front, man. I read a lot of Final Calls.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know why, man. A lot of that stuff is sort of captivate my mind a little bit, man, because I'm into my people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I try to read a few of those, man, and give me a little. Now, I ain't no Muslim or nothing.
Yeah, I got
but I do like to read some of the newspaper stuff. Newspaper stuff be about all kind of stuff. right?
Make
I've
sure
been,
you don't.
yeah.
It's something called the Bible, man. Make sure you read that
I do.
too, man. It's some good stuff.
I do read the
forget about
Bible.
The Old Testament. We just talked about it. We talked about it off air.
I only like the Old Testament. That's the only one I like.
That probably explained the Moses beard you got cracking off.
I know the New Testament. I feel like the New Testament been stepped on, like they do. They stripped us. I feel like they stripped our Bible a little bit, man.
No, we got Bible study after this.
We
man.
do.
Y'all hold on. We got all facts Bible study,
Hey,
man. From
look,
7 to 8 after this.
Hey, I only can come if I can bring mimosas.
A mimosa. Yes, man.
We're going to be the first people to have a mimosa Bible study. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, it's going to be packed too.
Come on,
you know what I mean? Hey, it's going to cost you $39 all you can drink.
So before we switch topics, Reverend
Hey.
T.K. Pippin, give the audience like a definition on how you need to be as a man and a father.
So, all right, how much time we got now? I'm just playing. So actually,
You got 5 minutes.
I got,
No,
he said got 5
You
minutes.
got all the time.
No, I mean, if we go through, and it's all through the Bible, talks about the important role, man, of a father, and us as the leader of our household. That doesn't mean you control your household. So we'll get in, we'll talk about that. But I know a lot of men, we like to be like control of the household. Yeah, but we got to be the leader of our household. And one of the requirements of being a leader is that you first submit to God. Right, so when y'all talked about that submissive with submitting to old girl, and I was down there, I'm like, all right, let me give him some biblical, man. So we got to first submit to God, and our spouses got to be able to see us submit before they submit to us. So with these women, don't submit to a brother who has not submitted to God. So and that's the problem, is we don't know how to submit first, and so they're not going to be able to submit if we don't submit. But God holds us accountable for our family, for our communities. And so that's why we are the spiritual leaders. It's our job, honestly, it's our job to go to church, to get the spiritual education, and to pass it on to our family. It's the man's job to pass down the spiritual information to our family. It's our job to go back and teach our children, to teach our wives. And so really that's how it should be. And that's why, he holds us accountable. So when we go back to the Adam and Eve story, when God came back looking for them after they had sinned, he didn't call for Adam and Eve, he called for Adam. Because Adam is held accountable for the family. He was more concerned about his actions than Eve's actions, because he left him in charge. He left him over the family. So we are accountable for our family. So some of the things that we see going on is because we've gotten out of alignment, man, with what God has planned for us. And so if we take back and become these spiritual leaders that God has called us to be, that he's destined us to be, I believe our communities will benefit from it, as it has. Right? I don't want to say that like we're not, because a lot of people put that stuff out there. Like I said, everybody that's in my circle, good fathers. I look in South Phoenix, it's a lot of black fathers, man, that's doing right by their kids, man. And that's something that I love. When I ride by, one of the greatest things I love to see is I like to see a dad, just a dad, but even more particular, a black dad, when they walking their kids to school. I don't know why, man, that just touches me, man, to see dads out here doing what they're supposed to be doing, man. And so, in the Bible, the role of a father, man, is real important, man. And so it's time for us to become those spiritual leaders that God has called us to be. That's what Bird is, whether he know it or not.
Look.
And that's all I try to be, man. I just try to be an example, man, and try to pass that on and be that for these kids so they'll see that.
So with me, that's one of the reasons I got into coaching.
Yeah.
I felt like, especially my first years when I didn't really have a lot of dads, you know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna front. I love my favorite group of coaching kids, the ones I started with. I wish I knew what I knew the second round of kids, what I knew the first round of kids. Now, I didn't teach them nothing wrong. I didn't teach them nothing right neither. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest, because I was young and I didn't know. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I was fresh out of football, and I ended up with a team, and they gave me some real kids. Like, not no play kids. I'm talking about I had real kids that had real problems, right? Yeah. And their way of getting out of their problem was coming to see me, right? Coming to football practice. Be mad when the game over because they finna be bored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, with me, and that being said, I actually loved to coach more after that because I realized how many I touched on the first group.
Yeah, see, that's what a lot of people understand. Like the difference between like Southside coaching and everybody else and everywhere else coaching is when you coach over here, you're not just coaching football, you're
Right.
coaching life.
Coaching
you
life,
understand what I'm
man.
saying? You coaching life. These kids, man, we had a senior retreat one time. I was coaching in South, man. We brought all our seniors in, and this is a time where you can, say whatever you want to say. We setting all the rules, man, and then they was calling this one kid out, like, man, you've been missing. And then my one kid, man, I'll tell you, after he spoke, it wasn't a dry eye up in this place, man. He said, listen, he said, I don't got nobody. I spent the last money I had to get here to practice. I've been catching the bus. Me and my mom been living in a women's shelter because she was in an abusive relationship. He just went to just break it down, like, what he was going through. And so a lot of people, when they bash, like, South and Mary and some of these other schools, they don't really know the challenge. Then when they come over here and try to coach, it ain't just football. It's life. These kids got to bring they brother, they siblings to practice because they the primary caregiver. You understand what I'm saying? At 16, 17 years old, they responsible for some of them like, hey, coach, I can't get to practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I got to go to work because I got to help mom with the light bill. You understand what I'm saying?
I had a kid one year, when I dropped him off at home, I used to wonder why I couldn't get into him. I dropped him off at home for the first time, and his mama came out the door yelling at him, right? I'm sitting there listening, and she said, where are the groceries at? To a 12-year-old,
Yeah.
right? He said, well, Mom, one of the player moms came and picked me up for practice. I got in the car and left, right? Do you know he had the food stamp card in the inside of his football pad? I'm trying to figure out why a 12-year-old got a food stamp card, right?
Yeah.
He's bringing home the groceries.
Yeah.
He's already the man of the house.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why yelling at him, you're not getting to him. He's been yelled at all the time already.
Yeah.
He's immune.
Yeah. Man, it's huge, man. And I'm glad that I read, because I was gonna bash my dude, but I think I read that it was fake news. But I was hot at Anthony Edwards, boy. When I found out, when they said that he had paid old girl all that money up front, that
Was that not true?
I don't know. Is it true or is it not? Because I read it somewhere that said she came out and said it was fake news. But if it was, man, I was like, I can't even support my man. Like, for you to just say, I don't want to have nothing to do with the baby so much that I'm going to pay all my child support up front, when you know how important it is for a father to be in the house. Because watch this, sex traffickers, they pick kids based off if they got a father in their household or not.
Right.
The enemy targets people in our community who don't have a father.
Right.
Right? And so that they know the statistics without a father being in the home. And so that's why we see some of the systemic racism that we see, and why there was this war on drugs to get our men out of the community, because of what statistics say without the role of a father. And so when I saw him do that, man, listen to me. I was hot, but now I'm going to do some more research, because I saw that it said it was
So
fake
I
news.
got to stick up for him.
No, man, you can't stick up for him.
I'm sticking up for him. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because you don't have, think that that you was blessed, that where you don't have a woman that legitimately just was out for you. See, sometimes we got Shannon going through it. Sometimes there's women, right? And that, like I said,
That's true.
When you say, hey, I'm pregnant, what we gonna do? And I say, hey, I don't want no kid. Let me give you this. I just want you to understand.
But you don't have that.
I get all that.
You don't have that
choice.
I get all that.
You had that choice.
I get that.
Before you laid down, bro. That's what I'm saying. We gotta hold ourselves accountable.
And he did, right? But when somebody else agreed to go with what you want and they don't do it, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, man, like I thought we had to understand.
So watch this.
I'm just being honest with you.
But let's take
I'm
a
just
look.
being honest.
Let's take a
I
look
get all
at
that.
Some men do get manipulated.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest, man.
Nah, man, I'm listening to me. And me and my brother-in-law, man, we go about this all the time. And I'm harder on the men than I am on the women, because we're supposed to be the leaders. We should hold ourselves accountable. So now watch this. If I know the statistics of a kid growing up without a father, especially in our black community, and I know the kind of pain that he gonna go through, but not only pain, we're not even talking about a regular dad. So we know kids that don't even know their father, right? Now what this kid gotta go through when you see your dad be amazing on TV and your mama tell you that's your dad, but he paid to not be in your life. What kind of trauma, how much therapy, does that kid got to go through knowing that you got to see your dad ball out and he don't want to have nothing to do with you because your mama decided to birth you?
Make sure the mamas say what they did too, though. See, everybody always blame the men.
It's two sides.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
We blame the women.
It's
We always blame the women.
It's always two sides.
It's two sides to the story.
It's both.
Yeah.
Both parties' fault.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not just the man's.
It ain't
It's
just
not just the
as
man's
long
fault.
as-
The women
as long
have.
as-
But who?
have
Okay, now
some-
we're gonna go back to
The
who's
women
accountable
have
for
the
the
most
family.
say so.
The men.
What you say?
The
Who's
men.
accountable for the family?
The men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. But then
Are you accountable for a family you didn't want?
I'm with you.
But listen, that's what I'm saying.
You didn't
'Cause
want
why?
the family.
Because you didn't want to marry. But watch this. A few things is true. One is we should have took a little bit longer, did a little bit more research before we went up in that thing raw and put a baby up in there. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
Or we was long enough and we still ignored the signs. We saw she was crazy. She done call. You understand what I'm saying? She done showed up at your job after the second date. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
and brought you lunch unannounced, and now you like, oh, you just ignored all them red flags,
Right.
and you thought, all right, if I slip up, then she'll understand. Well, you know, she ain't understood for the 2 months y'all been fooling around. So we know.
We do.
Listen,
And
you
you gotta
know
hold
the ones.
accountability.
It's two sides.
It
to
is two
Should we
sides. We
say
know
it's
the
three
ones.
sides to a story?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
man.
It is three.
I just be right. I just be wanting people to understand that sometimes, man, you know, you can't sit down and have a negotiation that you didn't want one from the beginning. so don't negotiate nothing if that ain't what you wanted from the door. I'm just being honest.
Exactly.
Because you're gonna have a talk, and somebody ain't gonna want the kid.
Woman has the last say so. So
That's it. So now you got to ride with it.
You gotta ride
you
with
can
it.
have your input, but if she say, listen,
She got the last say so.
and I get it, and so she knew that, you know what I'm saying, the dude wasn't nothing when she laid down with him. That's a chance that they got to take too.
Yeah.
But most times,
But she didn't know that in this case.
that's what I was about to say, because more
He
times than
got
not.
money.
Yeah, he not only that, but you know how we do. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes we not honest. We tell them what they want to hear so we can get what we want to get. And you know what I'm saying, baby, I take care of you. The next thing you know,
Yeah, you know.
when it's time to take care
I
of
see
them,
it
we
all the
reached out.
time, man. I'm feeling
That's why you
bad.
can't lie to try to get the cookie, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look at here, man.
That's
I don't
facts.
know,
That's
man. You
facts.
gotta tell a little story.
Nah,
You don't
man.
gotta tell no story. You don't got to.
No, man.
You don't got
no,
to.
man.
Hey,
we got,
man. Hey,
listen,
you
we gotta
look
be,
here,
we
man.
gotta be more accountable,
It
man,
be the
for what
truth.
we do.
It just got a little story in it.
Yeah, I can't even say the story.
I'm
I
like,
can't even say the story I heard from
I'm
you.
like Al
But
Bundy.
that was my first
You
witness.
know,
system.
I'm like Al Bundy, man. You know, I scored 5 touchdowns.
Hey, man.
Not in the season.
We got,
You stupid.
One game. You feel me? Come on, man. You gotta make it sound good.
You gotta make it sound
Come on,
good.
yeah.
Sound good.
One game. Not in the season.
I got you.
Little embellish.
One game.
I got you,
You feel
man.
me? Come
I
on.
got you.
Hey, you gonna live your whole life off of it.
Hey, listen,
Huh?
we just gotta hold ourselves accountable, man.
Man,
So
hey,
listen,
go
what
ahead.
about, dude? Anybody know who Sean Diddy? Who is his dad? Hey, he been around. Did he have a
Man,
dad?
you know, Sean Daddy got
His dad
killed, man.
used to kick it with
With all the
Frank Lucas.
Frank Lucas and all that.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
Frank
yeah.
Lucas' chauffeur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
His dad was in the streets.
Yeah. Him daddy tell on people.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
he
him daddy tell on people.
Is he dead?
Yeah. Like him tell on people. Yeah, when you tell on people, man, you
See how
know,
important the father is? Look how Diddy turned out.
man, look, I ain't gonna lie.
Shit, his mama ain't with him.
Diddy the first dude I know with cocaine oil. I'm trying to figure it out with that, man.
I
He
ain't
got
never heard
cocaine.
of that, man.
He
I
got
don't know too
cocaine
much.
oil.
What you mean cocaine oil? Like
Man,
baby oil was laced with cocaine?
Yeah, they say you
Yeah,
rub
he got
it in
cocaine
and it
on.
had the drugs in it.
You didn't
Yeah.
drink? Yeah, you didn't have to
I
get
don't know
no
if it was
drink.
cocaine. I think it was like
Have
ecstasy or something.
Have you ever been to a party and they tell you to take your shirt off so we can rub you down with this oil?
No, sir.
It
No,
wasn't
sir.
cocaine.
No, sir.
It wasn't
No, sir.
cocaine.
Or
Bird. It
somebody,
was
or they say put your arm out and let us rub your arm before you go in.
No, sir. No, sir.
Cocaine
I
oil.
never, church. I've never been to a party like that. I've
He said,
never
"I've
been to
never
a party.
I ain't me neither. Me neither. I'm like Ice Cube.
No, huh?
I'm like Ice Cube.
Yeah, dress code is maybe.
I'm like Ice Cube, man. I had to, I had to say no to the Diddy party once.
You did?
No, I ain't ever invited.
Yeah, you
but-
did.
You know what I mean?
You was
But
invited.
But I would have said no, you know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like, I didn't.
You did. You
I
used to
didn't
have money
like
back in the day.
No, I didn't.
Remember, you used to talk about how balling you
I
was.
was down with Tupac. Tupac, you know,
man.
when we had East and West Coast beef, man. I was down with Pac. Pac had me not listening to him.
That is true. Yeah. I was listening to Pac back then
Pac
too.
had me not listening to
I
him.
was listening to Pac
You
and
know?
Kurt Franklin. You understand
You know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying?
He said that Kurt.
See,
I was
look,
listening
man.
to Pac and Kurt.
Man, I ain't gonna front, man. You know, I had to bump Pac, man. Pac said don't ride with him, man. I didn't ride with him. I chose
listened to them
up.
both.
Hey,
Pac
man.
said they shot me. I said they
listened to
shot
them
me.
Hey, man.
Come on, man. That's
Hey,
how I
did he have
felt
a
about it.
contract with Johnson & Johnson, or he just did that in his
Man,
own? I just need to
I'm
make
trying-
sure.
I think
I
y'all
don't
got
know.
his
Get rid of all
own.
the...
Man, look,
What brand was he using? 'Cause
Man, they call
Johnson
it
& Johnson.
they call it the Colombian one.
What?
He was at the Colombian oil. Huh? They say he went
It
and
was
bought
ecstasy,
He
man.
went and bought tequila
Molly, whatever
and
you know, it
oil
was,
on his
you know,
way out.
sex drugs.
Huh?
It's sex drugs.
Have
It
you
ain't
ever bought your
cocaine.
have you ever bought your his oil didn't even come in like bottles like this, y'all. It came in kegs. You know what I
He
mean?
didn't have it, so he had his own size special.
No, he
special.
didn't. They said he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. he bought them individual like everybody else.
Have you ever had oil and you had to keep it on ice?
You
That's
stupid.
how Diddy had over there, man. Diddy had iced
said
up
he had
oil.
one- he had them by
He had
the
to keep-
keg.
He had them by the keg, man.
He just refilled 1,000 bottles.
Yeah, he had a keg, man. He could rub you for 2 years in
You
one
probably
keg,
get it for
man.
cheaper
that's
if you got it by the keg.
See,
Come
that's
on,
what I'm
man.
saying. You got this. You got Diddy out here. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
Diddy-
Cocaine,
hey,
baby oil. You
Diddy-
Did
got-
y'all hear what he was
you got-
doing?
Boy, Diddy in trouble,
Yeah, that's
man.
some.
I
From
don't
some of the
even know
stuff
if we
that I
gonna talk
heard.
about that right
Boy,
now.
Diddy
Some of that
is
shit
in
y'all
hear what he
trouble,
was
man.
doing?
Man, what he
Yeah,
do,
man, that
man?
stuff was nasty.
'Cause
I don't know.
It was nasty, bro.
Man, what do you mean?
I don't
That Diddy
know, man. I heard-
nasty.
He
Diddy
definitely
nasty.
He's
Yeah,
nasty.
I was
Come
like,
on, man.
If that's true, but you
What
know,
you mean? They telling on him.
Sound untrue. Don't seem like
it don't seem like it's not. But I'm just saying, you gotta
Man.
say allegedly now.
I'ma
'Cause
say
you don't
this.
know if he be lying.
I'm gonna say this, man.
I hope it ain't true.
I hope he get off. Because I
think
ain't
he might
seen
get off.
nobody
I think he
forced.
might get off, to be
I
real
ain't
with
seen
you.
nobody forced yet though. Ain't nobody. All the people look like they was.
No,
Wait.
ain't nobody forced, but it's not for being forced. It's just for like sex trafficking, flying people in, paying them, doing shit like that.
That's
So-
sex trafficking.
so
That's
you don't-
prostitution.
So
Yeah,
having
okay.
your girls sleep with men.
So watch
Yeah,
this.
paying.
So
Yeah.
white people can have a whole bunny show on HBO.
Who you talking about, Hefner?
No,
You
the
talking
one,
about
the one chunky white dude that had the you can come by at his little ranch in Vegas.
Bunny Ranch.
The bunny ranch.
Oh, okay.
Right, the bunny ranch, man.
Yeah, but it's legal. It's legal.
I have
in
no idea
Vegas.
what the bunny ranch is. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying?
I didn't say. I'm just saying.
prostitution is legal
It
in
was
Las
on
Vegas.
HBO, right? HBO had a whole show, right? So he can sell, but Diddy can't
It's
sell.
legal in Vegas.
Or Diddy can't buy. So it looked like he was buying more than he was selling.
No, he was buying.
He was buying.
But whatever it is,
He was buying.
whatever he was doing.
How do you? I just
They
want to
don't
know.
like it.
I just want to know, how do you get in trouble for paying other people to do basically what you want them to do?
Because that's illegal, Bird.
You can't pay these.
Especially when she's
You
saying,
can't pay somebody to go kill somebody, Bird.
Okay,
and because
but
it's-
we
and
ain't
it's
talking
okay.
about.
They ain't brought that out yet.
All right, so look.
That's what they really want.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is, Abe, if I know I like sex this way, but I don't know people around me that do, but I can probably get online and type it in, and there's a whole site for me.
It is. It's called the black market.
Right.
And it's called illegal.
Right, but that's just it, though.
It's illegal.
They came to do it. They came to do it because they got paid.
Illegal.
But that's just it, though. What I'm saying is, I just hard for me.
What you just did was put him in jail. You just
I hope so.
that's racketeering.
And I said they trying to get it. That's Puerto Rico, Bird.
You just put Diddy in jail.
No, I didn't.
Nigga gave me
Man,
the Rico.
first
Everything you
of all,
said.
All he did was sell him to put it right there. All he did was
If people are willingly putting this out there for sale, and I bought some of it, you know what I mean? I don't like to buy when people come around selling the stuff, right? Because I know they just stole it from across the street.
That's
Bird, we don't buy that stuff.
I'm trying to tell you. But
don't buy that
there's
stuff,
but
man.
there's people in the shop that'll say, "Man, let me see that again, kinfolk."
We don't know where they got it at.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we gotta.
All I'm saying is it's just ironically weird to me, man, that I didn't see nobody in none of these tapes ever not do what he asked. He asked. They just did it. It was no fighting back. Ain't like he grabbed you and made you do something. I didn't see none of that.
So, Bert,
He blew up Kid Cudi car.
But Bert, is
Because he was telling.
Bert, if you ride down the street with a girl, she on the corner, with a couple dollar bills, she gets in, she does what you want her to do, and you pay her, she goes on her way. Is that legal to you?
It should be.
But you know it's not.
You know he held Wale over the balcony.
Oh, he did them like heartbeats?
Yeah.
I'd have did it too.
So I'm just saying, we talking. He didn't touch people up.
Well, he didn't hold it
Watch
himself.
that.
He
So-
had somebody. You know,
so-
he was a-
It was under his word.
Did P. Diddy tell him his office hours were
from 9 to 5.
I don't know what he told him. I don't know what he told him.
9 to 5.
They said they saw Wale sneakers about to over the balcony.
All right,
He
what?
charged for that though.
He's
See?
not, but I'm just saying, Bird said that he ain't. I mean, he's not getting charged yet.
What Wale was in there
Yeah.
doing to get hung over
Hey,
the
listen to
balcony?
me. If you hiring, and again, I'm just hearing secondhand information, so it ain't fact check nothing. But if you hiring a dude named the Punisher, man, to come in, that's, you understand what I'm saying?
Look, all I'm saying
Did you
is
see what he did?
I did.
Boy, you don't want to hear it.
no more.
Hey, look, I'm gonna
You
say
don't
this,
wanna hear
man.
it.
All I'm gonna say is this: at the end of the day, it's just ironically to me that you in trouble, and I ain't seen nobody not agree to do whatever you told them to do.
They scared of
They
him,
came
bro.
in the party. They already knew what the party was about. Y'all been to a PDD party, right? Y'all know what it was for.
I will say I'm not gonna let all these people off the hook who now want to come out and say what they saw.
Man, they wrong.
If you saw it back then,
Why you ain't
then
say nothing?
Yeah,
you
but
an
y'all,
accomplice.
have to understand that man was, I don't know, allegedly he was having people killed, bro.
I mean,
If
You just said he had somebody
if you
else
heard
killed.
that he having people killed, like
Okay.
on the sneaky getting killed though, like you dropping dead getting killed.
okay, let me.
So
You're
why-
gonna be
so-
scared to say
so
something
why-
against that man.
so why-
Like, if I see this
scared?
once, and if I continue to go back, I'm a part of that. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
I agree.
But guess what he
Like if
gonna
you
do?
still showing up at these parties and you know what's going on,
Blackmail
man.
is real. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's what he was doing. That's what I heard he was
Exactly.
doing.
So,
Yeah, that's why they got
if he got you in a room with a little kid doing whatever you was doing with a little kid,
Yeah,
what
that's
is you
true.
gonna do when he
Well,
call
you
you?
need-
Take
go
all
to-
his publishing? That's what I was gonna do.
That's
Man,
what
you
they-
gonna do whatever
Huh?
that man tell you to
heard-
do.
Man, you see.
As a matter of fact, that's what he was threatening people to do. Like blackmail. I'm gonna put these tapes out.
From the group, Danny McCain, she went on the
You
stand.
talking about the white one, the white girl?
I don't know if she's white or not.
Oh,
I
you
think
know,
it's
you talking about Don? You talking about the black,
So
the black?
she saw Cassie get beat up. She got threatened to be killed, and
Yeah.
she still came back trying to work with him. After all of that happened.
I guess that money and that
Money.
fame.
Yeah, that's
I
money.
guess that'll do that to you, man.
What do we all adore?
That coming out, that's why people look at it differently. Like, damn, then you hear the Cassie sound like a lot of stuff that she wanted to do.
Man.
She wanted to do.
Yeah.
Pac got a song about that.
That's what it looks like
You
now.
know what I mean?
But
Searching
obviously,
for fortune and fame.
it was something more. If he
Come on,
paying
man.
her $30 million in one day, it has to be something more to it.
Well, he beat her up the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
He probably.
She
might
probably
feel bad
have
about that.
to. She probably have to learn to like it. You know what I'm saying? As a
Shit, to
defense
learn to like it?
Yeah, as a defense mechanism. You understand? Like you said, she's scared.
I don't know.
trauma,
No,
like-
she was texting him talking about, come on, let's get this streak going. No, she liked it.
turned
No,
out.
because she said-
Now it's
She
a
liked it,
problem.
But a lot of times she said that what was happening was because she was jealous. She didn't want no. It wasn't that she just was like a victim or got kidnapped. She didn't want nobody else taking her place. She wanted to be the only girl, so that when he would go with other girls, he would get up. She would get upset. So that's why she stayed, because she didn't want nobody else to come into her space.
So she just dealt with it. What it sound like?
It sound like she just trauma.
It sound like
She
they all need to go to
traumatized.
jail.
How much baby oil they put on her?
Come on.
Had enough.
Probably a lot.
Huh?
Yeah, just enough.
Cocaine
She
oil.
probably had baby
That's
oil
all I'm
every
gonna
time.
tell y'all, man. If y'all ain't never seen no cocaine.
They was drug addicts.
Don't go to Diddy's, man.
Like they both was drug
That's crazy.
addicts.
Don't go to Diddy's,
I
man.
felt bad that his daughters had to hear all that in the court, though. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't come back.
They been hearing that all over the internet all their life.
All they life. You know what I mean? It's sad to say it, but you know when you as big as Diddy, man, you know he had some good things about him. He had some bad things
Yeah,
about
he
him.
had
It's
some
just
bad
that it's
stuff.
sad right now that it's all coming out at once.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
I felt bad because I used to dance to a couple of their songs, man. I did the Diddy step a few times now, man.
You
Take
trying to
that.
take it back?
Yeah.
Take
You
that.
can't take it
I
back.
can't take it back, man. I wish I could, man.
Look,
Nah, you can't take that
before we
back.
go, man, I want to say something, you know what I mean, about the men thing before we let everything ride, man. You know, one thing I respect about you, man, it ain't that you just take care of your family, right? I watch you put in to 30 kids at a time. Even when you knew 10 of them wasn't even ready to do, but you was still that mentor.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing I give you that I just knew I wasn't capable of.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to win. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't want to lose in checkers, Monopoly. I don't want to lose in sorry, old maid, nothing, right? But I watched your attitude with kids, man. It didn't matter if y'all won or lost, man. Everybody had a good time. You know what I mean? And that's hard to do when you got to be a support system for the masses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the masses, man. You know, then people don't understand it, but I watched you do it with grace. Right? So I want to know, man, I just explain to me how every year you get a team, man, and you can like literally not only teach football, man, but teach the young men. Because, you know, that's a hard thing to do. People don't know. A lot of those kids don't got no parents, you know what I mean? So the things they see you pull up with your wife and you pull up with your daughter, you know what I mean? They see that.
Yeah.
And that's what they looking for. So that's why they tend to cling on to you. But I want you to explain that to people because people don't know how hard that is.
Yeah, man, it's hard, but you know what? When you have the perspective, when that's your perspective, that's your mindset going in. Like I never got into football to win games, you know what I'm saying? I only got into football, one, because I was an official, and I used to hear in the locker rooms how they would talk about our Southside teams. And then, you know, because I'm a Southside guy through and through, you understand what I'm saying? So I got into it to strictly mentor our kids because I didn't like what was going on, what I saw from coaches and in our organization, and then I didn't like the outside talk. So I got into it, one, to mentor, to show our kids what it looked like for a regular person. I'm a regular person, you understand what I'm saying, from the neighborhood, and wanted to tell them that you can work hard, you can live this honest life, you can get you a wife, man, that's gonna ride for you, and you can be successful. I wanted them to see somebody that was real, other than somebody that's on TV that seems so untouchable, that's always saying you gotta get the millions, you gotta get this, you gotta get that. I wanted them to see what real life looked like. So I got into it only to mentor. And it was just God that just blessed me, man, with a bunch of great kids, man, that was great athletes. Man, the first Duster graduated from U of A, man. Shout out to Bebo, man, Travis Gamage.
Yes, sir.
He just graduated, man, and not only just graduated, he just got accepted. I don't even know if I'm supposed to put it out there, but he got accepted into the United Airlines program, man. He's a pilot, right? He's a pilot.
Nice.
And I remember when they was young, man. I told them people in the gymnasium. I said, man, these kids right here not only football players, but they're gonna be great young men. These kids is gonna be the president of the United States. They're gonna be pilots. They're gonna be doctors. And I told, and you know what? It just touched my heart, man, to see him graduate. And he's already a pilot. And it's just gonna be more Dusters to graduate, man. They all over the country doing great things, man. And they was just great kids, man. They got great backgrounds. And so I just got into it for that reason, because everybody know, man, you know what I'm saying? I love the kids, man. I love this community, and I'm just gonna pour into it. And I absolutely despise people who talk about the Southside kids, Southside dads, man, because we really, man, a dope group over here in this community. And that's it, man. I just ride for them, man. And
So I'm gonna say this, man. You know, I've been a Southside coach forever, and to me, it wasn't always because they talked about us, man. I coach the Southside kids because I can relate to them because that's where I'm from.
Yeah,
right. That's
it.
where I'm
Born
from.
and raised, man.
Right, and I love it. And I'm gonna say this: I love the Southside lady parents because they just as hard as the men. Right?
Sometimes
They might be harder than the men, right? And when you got a lady parent, man, like, man, I done had so many like good ones, man. The ones that cuss their kids out before you can even get to them,
Yeah. Oh, man, listen.
or the one that'll stick up for you out there in the back. You didn't even know what's going on, and you was like, wait, what's going on? It's like, oh, he trying to talk about us. I'm about to kick him in his head. Right? I'd be like, man, I love that. Them parents right there, man,
Yeah.
that would make me want to deal with their kids.
Yeah.
Right? Because they saw that I was running the good little organization going on.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna front. I had my mama for a business manager for a few years, so I always had a good regime around
That's
me.
it.
Right? You know what I mean?
I
had good coaches.
Yeah, we got good staff,
Right, we
man.
got
Good
good staff,
parents.
yeah.
We was out there riding two Dustin stories that I like, man, real quick. The first one was in flag, and you know we had a whole bunch. Remember that tournament we was in?
Right.
And so I had got wind that it was some Caucasian folks that was talking bad about the Southside teams, and somebody overheard another Caucasian tell them like, hey, I don't know what you talking about them Southside, but that Duster team, oh no, they electric over there. They run a tight ship, man, and that just made me feel proud. And then I remember one time we playing the Steelers, and Karan got hurt. And then they was cheering for the play, and I went to just point out like, y'all can't be cheering, he this. And then all of a sudden, all of them just sat down. I was like, oh, man, I scared them all. And I didn't know, I looked back, and every dad from my team was on the gate. You understand what I'm saying? About to jump the gate to go to the other side. So that's why they all had gone down. I thought it was you. I thought it was me. But listen, I had dads, I had parents, man, that was riders, man, for the kids, man. And then I was like, oh, yeah, y'all sit down. I turned around. All the dads was on the gate like, hey, don't mess with the Dusters, man. But yeah, man, that was a good experience, man. And some of those, like I said, those kids is great kids, man. And I'm just grateful to be part of their lives, man. And I'm still rooting for each and every one of them, man.
Man, look, hey, like I tell people all the time, man, I love the fact that when I coach football, man, I see a dude and he older now and he got a beard and he got a job and he still call you coach.
Yeah.
That's the blessing.
You was a good coach.
I don't care how many,
you coach when they grown.
I don't care how many championships you won.
Yeah.
If your kids still have the respect level to call you coach, man, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a blessing with itself.
It's always good to see.
So yeah, man. So I'm gonna say this, man. Is there anything you want to put out there that you got going on that you won't need people to come to?
Man, if y'all ain't never seen this man preach, y'all need to go see him preach.
Tell them where you at.
Hey, man, so listen, y'all can show up. We are in the heart of South Phoenix on 28th Street in Mobile, 2760 East Mobile Lane to be exact. Union Institutional Baptist Church. We're there every Sunday, 10 o'clock. Man, come and just experience God's word with God's people. And so, yeah, that's it, man. And, you know, we got the funnel cake business, TTK, Funnels of Joy. You're going to see us around town, blessing folks and operating. So, you know, y'all see us there. Y'all can come visit us. But that's it. That's it, man. So just want to encourage y'all, man, especially the fellas out there as we getting prepared for Father's Day, man. I'm love y'all. I'm rooting for y'all, man. And so just continue to be good fathers, spiritual leaders in your household. And then, yeah, pull up on us at the church. You know what I mean? That's it.
Hey, look, check it out. Hey, to all my dads out there, I got a pet peeve for a few of y'all, all right?
Birds, pet peeves.
If you gon', you know, walk up to me and say, I say, hey, brother, how your day going? Yeah, happy Father's Day to you. And you tell me, oh, man, it's good, man. I got my kids today. I'm going to be mad at you. Because a real dad wouldn't say that, man.
I got my kids
Because
today.
a real dad got his kid every day.
But he might got a crazy baby mama who don't let him see his kids all the time.
Now you watch this. Now, you just told me to be what?
Y'all saying it's 50. I'm just trying to.
You gotta give him the benefit of the doubt.
For the sake of conversation, I gotta be on the opposite side.
You
man.
just told
It's
me what?
out there. It's
You told me
the
what?
man
You
is
gotta be
accountable.
what? He's
The man is
accountable.
So
No
we
matter
gotta
what
go.
happens with her, still be what?
Well, the courts is always on the women's side. That's a whole nother segment, though.
Hey,
It's not true.
that's not that. Hey,
Ain't true.
that's
The courts
not
is
true.
They're not on the women's side.
No.
Right.
I just went through that situation and I
And you
won.
won.
Yeah,
You
see?
won. You outwon the statistic. The court. I'm a winner. You feel me? Chris Rock didn't
come
win
on,
that
man.
battle, boy.
Prayer
Congratulations.
Hey, I'm
Come on.
serious too.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Prayer
Hey,
works, man.
I'm telling
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
dude,
hey,
man.
so
Tell
all
them again.
prayer works.
Works.
All right, because
You know what I mean?
we had to pray.
I appreciate
'Cause
you.
my buddy was in here right now.
They know
Anything
who
he could
helped
think
me
of.
get it done. I appreciate you.
Hey, I'm gonna
That's
say
what's
this.
up. That's
Abe
what's up.
won because I seen him in here doing his homework. My man was
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even,
Yeah.
it wasn't even just me.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
it's a together village.
Toya helped me a lot.
Right, see?
That's what's up.
But you was doing your homework.
But
though.
you
You're a
had
good
to.
team, bro.
Right,
You're a
yeah.
good team, man.
So-
She
You're a good
helped me a
team.
lot.
So man, when you in there doing your homework, man, and you go in there with the right things to say, then you can get the right results.
You gotta have all your ducks in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as you got
You know
all your
what I mean?
ducks in a row, and she got a job. If you don't got no job, you fucked. But she got a job, you be all right. You got
Right.
your stuff in a row.
All right, man. So hey, look,
Hey, man.
I just want to say, hey, man, I had a blessed weekend, man. Seeing little mama walk across stage, blessing,
Right.
all that, man. Like them feelings, man. It's
Man,
just,
I got to see
you know,
my nephew and my
See?
daughter graduate on the same day. That was beautiful.
Oh,
Man,
man, that's
beautiful,
what's up,
man.
man.
Eighth
Hey,
grade,
y'all keep
graduated
up
from
the
high
good
school.
work, man. Y'all keep pouring into the community, man. Y'all doing a great work over here, man. So y'all just keep doing what y'all doing, man, and God gonna continue to bless y'all. You
Yes,
know what
sir,
I mean?
man.
So
I appreciate it.
I'm proud of y'all, man. You know, I'm always rooting for y'all, man. So anytime y'all need me,
Hey.
y'all know I'm
You
pulling
always
up.
here.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
that's all.
always
That
here
ain't nothing
anyway.
but a call.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, look,
And nobody
man,
call.
now one thing I can say, you are definitely one pastor. If we call you, you show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will say that,
sure.
man. You all heart, man. I got to treat him like Rocky, man. You know what I'm saying? You all heart, Rocky.
Man, I appreciate
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, that was,
You know what I mean?
that was a message
You know
today,
what I
man.
mean?
The
Yes.
heart of God. What look
Hey,
at
man,
you?
come on, man.
Oh,
Come
Prophet
on,
Bird.
man. Come on.
Prophet
Hey,
Bird.
come on. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something before I go. Hey, this been my pastor before he was a pastor, right?
Here we
I got
go.
this story, man. Hey, we had a homie that passed young, and mind you, when I mean young, we all still in high school. And when I'm at the funeral, and they said Terrence Kennedy is the pastor, I turn around and I say, "Who? The dude that's my age?" Right? And I watched this brother get up there, man. And first of all, I come from church. I know I don't act like it sometimes, but moms had me there every Sunday. I didn't miss nothing. Bible study, choir practice, all that stuff. Church school, whatever they had at church, me and moms didn't miss. So when I heard this dude get up here, man, and preach a funeral at 16, I said, "Hey, man," when he got down, I said, "Hey, man, if I didn't respect you at first, I'll respect you now." He'll tell you that. I told him that day because I've been to church, and for me to see a dude my age, man, do a whole funeral or to do it our age, it had blew my mind. And I told him, I said, "Man, you way too good with it." And look what he doing now.
Amen.
Look what he doing now,
all
man.
glory to God.
Look
man.
what he doing now, man.
I don't do
All right.
nothing. I just get out the way, man, and let the
Hey.
Lord do His thing, man.
Look here,
it's
man.
Him working in me, man.
Hey,
That's
my
the
buddy
power of the
saved
Holy
me every
Spirit.
time, man. Do you know I still get people say, "Who's the pastor you had at what's name funeral?" Man, I say, "Hey, look."
Your cousin?
No, when we had it for KO. All right,
okay.
I ain't gonna lie, man. The police called me and wanted to know who the pastor was. They say, "Man,
Oh, yeah. He
the
did a
police
great
called
job.
me,
Yeah,
man."
everyone I've
They
seen him
said,
do, he did a
"Man,
great
you had
job.
they said, "Man, you had the police people in there and they in tears. They don't even know the key." Man, I said, "That was Jesus."
Yeah,
that's
that's
all I
the
can
work
say,
of the
man.
Holy Spirit, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
see y'all next week.
Amen.
We'll be back. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right, guys. See y'all next
What's
time
up?
out there. Shout out to
Hey,
Pops, man.
all dads, man. Hey, if real dads like Otis, man. Otis say he don't need no Father's Day. Every day is Father's Day.
Every day.
Y'all take that in consideration.
All right, man.
Ain't no such thing when you're a real dad.
Yeah, appreciate y'all
Yes,
for
sir.
having me, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Yep.
We out.
All the time.
All facts.
All facts.
My sister blowing me up. I'm like, what's going on?
Hey, but we don't get Father's Day.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
We don't get Father's
That's what
Day.
we were talking about.
Now your father, you don't get Father's Day like mama.
Yep, nope. It's 2 restaurants that's open.
What you say, Denny's and I?
If I do,
Yeah, what's up, sis? What's up? Sister Newman. Oh, she been joining church. No, she been joining church. There was another lady that, yeah.
Let's get a
Yeah,
picture
she
with
been
you
joining.
before we
Yeah,
go.
there's another lady. Her name is Reverend Green. She from California.
Your sister joined church too?
Oh, no, that was some other ladies in the back. No, that wasn't me on the joint. But yeah. Oh, all right, sis.